Hello and welcome to Behind the Bearcat. This is the podcast where the Northwest Missouri State University Career Services Office chats with Northwest faculty, staff, students, alumni, and friends to hear about their career journeys, how they got to where they are, and how they became Bearcats. I'm Northwest Internship Coordinator Travis Klein.
And I'm Hannah Christian, the Director of Career Services here at Northwest. And today's guest on our show, drum roll, is...
I'm Lexi, Lyon, and I'm a senior here at Northwest Agriculture Business major.
I'm sorry, he just drove by on a mower.
We have the curse of the mower on the podcast. Every time we interview, we have the mowing. So it is a beautiful day in Maryville, so that's what we get. So welcome, Lexi. We're glad to have you here.
Welcome, Lexi. Yes, we're very glad to have you on the podcast today. As always, we kind of like to go back and kind of ask you, so first of all, where are you from and how did you decide to come to Northwest?
So I'm from Winterset, Iowa, just south of Des Moines. And actually, I visited, so my junior year of high school, I visited 6 colleges, and none of them were fit. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm actually from a family farm, so that's kind of where my ag base came from, but I didn't know if I wanted to pursue that, so I was really struggling. And actually, one of my friends I met during state fair came to Northwest, and I was like, oh, I've never heard of Northwest. So I decided to take a visit my senior year, and instantly it was perfect for me. I fell in love with the campus. Everyone was so friendly. They have a great ag program here. It just felt like home already. And after visiting 6 colleges, I never thought that would happen. So I was so excited when I found Northwest and saw all it had to offer, and it just fit so perfect.
What were you showing or doing at the state fair?
So actually, I was the Madison County Fair Queen. So Iowa does county fairs, and they have all tons of different types of fair queens. And so the girl I actually met was from Cass County, and she's a year older than me here at Northwest, and we roomed together. So it's Queen Week at State Fair, so they all come and then they pick a State Fair queen, and you just get together with over 100 different girls, and that's actually where I met her, and we're still friends to this day. And she told me about Northwest, so it was kind of fun. Never thought that would happen, but
Yeah, that's awesome. So did you know, coming from a farm, that you wanted to do ag business? What made you decide on your major?
Actually, I was pretty set on nursing for a long time. In high school, figured out that I didn't want to do nursing after I took the CNA program. I learned that I was not mentally prepared for everything I had to do for that. And so then I was lost because I was like, oh, I don't want to farm because I come from a farm. I love my farm. I never thought of it as a job though. I thought of it as my lifestyle, and just growing up as a farm kid, you just knew you had to work on the farm. It's just part of life. And so I was like, oh, I don't really want to do ag. That seems so generic. But then I realized how much ag has impacted me. And after our family farm got hit by a tornado in 2019, and we lost a lot of things like crops, trailers, just livestock, all those kind of things. Our insurance agent worked with us hand in hand. That's when I knew I was like, I want to be somebody who's there for farmers. Maybe I'm not working on the farm, but my dad and grandpa are both farmers. I want to be someone who is there for them every step of the way when tragedy strikes or if they just need a hand. And so that's kind of where I decided to do ag business, which also leads me into where I kind of want to go after
Which
I
is,
graduate.
keep going. Yeah.
So I want to do something probably along crop insurance or just farm insurance. That is where I'm doing an internship this summer at Community America Credit Union, actually as an insurance intern. So I kind of will see if that's really what I want to do. But that passion struck after we had a tragedy strike on our farm, and without insurance, it would have been impossible. We would have lost so much, and I realized how much farmers need other people there for them, even if you're not, for say, the farmer producing the food.
I love that. That's a great origin story. That's a great discovery. So tell me about your time here at Northwest in the ag department. What have been some of your favorite classes? What have you enjoyed about it?
So I am actually part of a couple different groups. I am in Sigma Alpha, which is a ag-based sorority. It's professional based, and it's been super helpful. I've met a lot of my best friends in there. Every girl, even if they're not from a farm, they just have some passion about ag. So it's kind of fun because for say we're definitely a minority in the ag world still because it's definitely a male dominant industry still, and so it's fun to have girls who are just as passionate as you and like making their way into the ag industry, and you get to talk about those things and just show that there's a lot of women out there that are just as passionate and just as excited about the ag industry as males. Also, I'm in Block and Bridal, which since with COVID we haven't got to do a lot, but we actually put on shows, and I showed throughout high school and when I was younger, cattle and pigs and everything like that. So that's been fun. I've got to meet a lot of people through that. Other schools also, like people from other schools that do it, which is awesome. And then also, I've had quite a few um, classes in the ag department, but I think my favorite would be ag advocacy because a lot of the other classes are kind of general, like business classes that are also just with an ag emphasis on it. But ag advocacy has been really interesting because as somebody who's grown up in agriculture, I never realized how many people who don't come from that ag background or don't really come from a small town community that know farmers see ag. And so it's interesting to see different viewpoints of how people interpret ag because I just assume everyone knows everything about it because I am somebody who does. And so I think it's like interesting to know how to advocate for ag because there's also a lot of different opinions about it, and that's okay. But it's also like good to listen to those other sides and see where they're coming from, but also try to help to like show that ag is good and the people behind it are good people. So I think that's been my favorite class. I've learned a lot. We're actually putting on an event here soon. So yeah, it's exciting. It's fun.
Yeah, ag is one of those industries I think you don't realize, especially in the Midwest, every business is somehow related to ag. Ag business is everything. I mean, really, it's the food we eat, it's the clothes we wear. It's There's so many things that it's part of, and you don't really think about that until you are closer
Mhm.
to it. So yeah, it's one of those industries that's definitely larger than it
Yeah.
first appears. It's not just farms and farmers; it's a
Yeah.
whole bunch of other stuff.
When let's go back to young Lexi here,
Okay.
just transitioning into college. If you could go back and give yourself some advice on how to be successful as a student, as a young professional who is going into a field, like what advice would you give to freshmen or sophomore students?
Definitely, especially like in the ag industry or ag school, I would definitely say get those relationships with your professors. I have the same like three professors now that I'm like in my major, and those relationships have helped me so much. I'm a relationship person, but I love being able to just go into their office. They're all so friendly. They want to help you. They want to be there for you. Get those relationships, build them with them. They're not there to fail you. They're not there to want you to like not pass the class. They want to have that relationship with you. They're also such a helping hand. Like I was looking for internships and their like Rod Bar was so helpful. He knows so many different connections. Just get those relationships with those ag people like professors because they want to help you and having their relationship definitely will help you in the long run when their classes and just like even after college having them there supporting you. I would definitely say I was scared. Like, my first semester, I did not talk to any of the ag professors, I was terrified. But now I feel like I have a good relationship with most of them that I have as my professors, and I'm really glad I do because it's definitely helped me feel more confident in my classes and just feel more confident, like, I like those relationships, I feel like they make a huge difference.
So you mentioned you have your summer internship in insurance, which sounds like what you want to do. How'd you find that? How'd you go about securing that for the summer?
So I actually it's kind of a funny story. I got LinkedIn and I started using it just because it's a great resource to have as your online profile. I had been applying through like Indeed, all different kinds of things. I've been looking. I was open to kind of anything that was a long ag business, so I wasn't for sure in insurance. But I saw this one on LinkedIn that was insurance based, and so I decided to go for it. I was like, "Well, this looks interesting." And actually, funny enough, this company is very like big into LinkedIn. And so when I applied, the lady like sent me, "Hey, want to do a screening interview?" So I didn't know that if you saw people on LinkedIn that it shows them. But I looked at her page and when I did my screen interview, she's like, "Oh, I saw that you were looking at my page. Like, let's connect. Like, I'm so glad that you were like researching me before. That makes me feel really good." And so from there, I actually got it from LinkedIn and stalking her a little bit. But it is good to show that you were researching the company and them. And so actually it kind of worked out for me. I was a little bit embarrassed at first because I didn't know they could see that you looked at them, but it worked out. And so, yeah, I actually found it on LinkedIn, but I had tried a lot of different places. There's tons of different opportunities out there. But yeah, I did not know how much some people really do rely on LinkedIn. So I was glad my profile looked well because they were definitely looking at mine too.
I know you introduced, I got distracted by the mower. I'll be real honest. I looked out the window and I sort of missed your introduction. Did you introduce yourself as a career ambassador? Did we make that clear?
I didn't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
I
sorry.
missed that. That was my bad. The mower totally got me. Um, how I'm very interested always how our student employees find us, and why did you want to be a career ambassador?
So actually, two of the girls in my sorority have been career ambassadors, which Morgan was one and Michaela was the other. And they always talk so well about the career services. They said that this was like one of their best work environments. They just enjoyed the job. They've learned so much. And so when I saw the position was open, I was like, this is my time because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to get a job on campus. I didn't know what. And I felt like this was very fitting for me because I enjoy doing like going over resumes, cover letters. I've always kind of enjoyed that side of things. I always were helping my friends with those things. And I was like, okay, this would be a great time. So I actually like everybody had talked so well. And then once I met everyone, I was like, everyone's just so friendly at career services because I'd been in here multiple times for resume checks. I did mock interview day, all those things. And everyone was always so welcoming and friendly. And I never felt nervous when I came in to talk to career services. And I was like, I want to be one of those friendly faces that help. And I just heard from all my other friends in my sorority that worked here that it was just such an awesome environment. And I think that's such a huge part of the job is just having that awesome relationships with your coworkers and just having that great environment that makes you want to go to work every day. So that's something that stuck out to me. And then now working here, I'm so glad. I've learned so much in just like the short 2 months of being a career ambassador, just things that I didn't even know that I realized I was doing wrong on my resume or job searches, and just like, wow, like this is I learn every day as helping other people. So
What was one of the surprising things that you learned?
honestly, on my resume, I realized like how generic it was, and I was like, wow, like there's so many different ways. Like I thought it was so good when I first started, and I was like, okay, there's a lot I need to work on. Like, because I mean, like I felt like, everyone's looked at it, like, "Oh, this looks so good," but I realized, like, revamping it and making it different is something that we, like, encourage here, and just having those strong verbs, like, I didn't realize how much difference they can make. Also, I think I didn't realize, like, I was always scared to reach out about internship searches and stuff because I was like, "Oh, I need to do this myself, like, I feel bad putting this on someone else." But I realized how nice it is to have somebody there for you doing that, helping you because it's stressful after like seeing how much I went through trying to find one. I think that I would definitely be way more open to reaching out because I think it's just scary and you don't want to put your work on somebody else. But I think that's what we're here for. That was something else I realized.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's an interesting perspective because I think, you don't have to do it yourself. And that's a beautiful part of not just career services, but like being a Bearcat. Everybody, all the Bearcats are cheering for you and everybody wants to help
Mhm.
you. So
So we've been through our three major events for the semester. We just finished up Career Day. So out of those three, what was your favorite one? And kind of was there something about it, seeing it from the other side, that surprised you that maybe you didn't see as a student attending?
I would say Career Day was my favorite, probably. The other two were fun and interesting, but I thought Career Day was fun because everybody came in and they were excited to meet employers. We had so many employers there of all different kinds of majors, companies, all those kind of things. And I think it was exciting because people were going in there excited to talk to people and just see what's out there. And I think it's awesome when they come to that stuff because I feel like we think we know what we wanna do a lot of times, but we don't realize all the opportunities and companies that are out there that are wanting, like, a Bearcat, and I even before I worked here, I didn't realize how many people reach out daily and want someone from here, and so I think it's just fun to see people coming to the career fair and excited to put their name out there and talk to employers and see what they wanna do after college.
I think too, this for myself personally, I really love to see the employers come
Mhm.
and get excited about meeting with students.
That
They really are very excited. They're like, "All right, let's meet. I want to meet 50 students today." And that kind of warms my heart,
yeah.
I think. What's your favorite part, Travis? What's your favorite event or your favorite part?
Mock interview day is probably my favorite one, just because interviews are kind of my favorite thing anyway, and I really like that kind of scene. That it's not really full on mentorship that happens there, but I think you see that connection between the interviewer and the interviewee happen there, and I think that's really cool. I love that it. I think the recruitment at career days is really cool, but I kind of like that mock interview days, the recruitment's not the focus, but the help is the focus. Because we're here, we want to help students every day, but it's really nice to see somebody else come in who's got more expertise to share with them and do that. So I enjoy mock interview day. I had to miss it this year because I was sick and I was very sad about that. But I love career day too, but I really do enjoy mock interview day too. I'm glad to hear
Anything
you did it
else?
before. So
Yeah, yeah. Anything else for us, Lexi? Words of wisdom. I mean, your perspective from career services, I think, is really valuable
Mhm.
as well.
I just definitely think reach out to us. I will even admit I was one of the people who was scared at first. We are not scary. We want to help you. So do not be scared. Come to our office. We're always willing. We always have smiles on our faces, and we're willing to help you guys. And it's worth it. You don't have to do everything by yourself, like we were saying earlier. So
that's solid advice, I'd say. Absolutely. So,
We're
all
here to
right. Well,
help
thank
you.
you so much, Lexi. We
thank
appreciate
you
it.
guys.
All right. Well, that will do it for another episode of Behind the Bearcat, and we'll talk to you next time. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed that episode. Don't forget that you can find the audio version of the podcast on your podcast platform of choice. New episodes come out every Friday, and you can connect with us on social media on both Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for joining us for Behind the Bearcat, and we'll talk to you next time.